Hello, today we are taking a quick look at WWE 2K22. Now we have been covering these games for quite a while now, and last year the early franchise actually took a year of this newer style of 2K. Wrestling game was never perfect, but it felt like it was seriously starting to drop off with the quality and the amount of content kind of roller coastering with each release. 2K20 was really raw sexually. It seems like taking a year off did them. Some good because this is one is much more solid. It's not perfect, but it's on its way. But it also has a lot of microtransactions, so yeah, let's just dive in at the base level, the real meat. You know, the gameplay, this is where the game is much stronger. Just base level wrestling matches are so fun to play now. We have pretty previous games leaned hard into realistic technical simulation in some aspects of the gameplay. It was not always fun. Now it takes some of those concepts and makes it faster and more engaging. Grappling is more simplified and less awkward. Reversals are still in the same way, but tracking is vastly improved with cool combos and ability to change Zeus into insane, over-the-top grapples. Most of Zeus inline submissions, mini-games and like weird little extra things you got to worry about on the HUD. By your health bar, all that stuff is gone, which is great because I did not like a lot of that stuff at all, and it just works to keep matches still very much like push and pull and give and take, but way more entertaining to execute. I wouldn't say it's dumbed down, but slightly streamlined and a better balance of the technical nights and just good old arcade style. Probably there's still a level of mastery required, but it's much easier to just jump into and get doing cool. To me, it feels like the best playing modern WWE2K. Game, you know, that might not be saying much for some people, but I found it just way more straight up fun compared to other recent games. It's still not perfect, you know, some aspects like positioning stuff can be frustrating. There's some clipping sometimes with some weird glitches, but overall the raw gameplay is the best part of the game. Then of course there's all the mods, all the content. Now we don't have time to get into all them to deploy, but it's not able to point out the GM mod is back in its Call It My GM. It's been a while. This lets you kind of manage out a full WWE campaign by picking a character, farming, roster organizing, fights and lineups and rivalries and marketing. And it might be cool if you're a big wrestling nerd. I don't know how much depth it really has for longevity, but it's there if you want it then. There's also showcase mode this time around. It's focusing on the complete career history of Rey Mysterio now. I love these mods. I really love the Some Cold one a few years back. Showcase mode is like a sequence of matches based on real matches throughout wrestling history. They are broken up with documentary style clips with Rey Mysterio actually narrating the whole thing and talking you through his career. The way it flips between gameplay and classic wrestling footage just straight up for me never gets old, and the crowded matches are fun. The only problem is that this time around it really focuses on like wanting you to do exact specific moves and positions to progress, and it kind of breaks the flow a little bit sometimes because sometimes that stuff is tricky or friendly to pull off, but still showcase mode even just as a concept continues to be pretty awesome. For me personally, I kind of found myself like even with a lot of those games have problems always just looking forward to seeing who they're going to highlight in the next showcase mode. Also my rise is here and kind of like career progression story mode with cutscenes and decisions to make a morality system and customization, and it's way less cringe-worthy than it has been in the past, but you know it's still not great. There are now separate career paths for both male and female fighters, which is really cool, and the character creator is once again here to make whatever weird character you want. It's not quite as deep as I was hoping, and loading in the items takes way too long and kills the fun a little bit, but yes, still this ability to create a bunch of stuff you know more than just your character is nice. You can spend a lot of time in all that, and once again, if you are not into it, it's mostly worth it now. That Rise mod itself, like I said, is really for die-hard WWE fans who just love their whole, I don't know, corporation or whatever, but it's really ugly to look at. The voice acting is okay, thankfully, but characters are awkward and glitchy, and sometimes it's just painful, and that's a damn shame because most of the time, like in just regular old matches, the visuals are pretty decent. You know, in cartoon lighting it can still look a little off, but mostly chara.